Welcome back to Between the Takes. I am here with Jutaun, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really not sure how to pronounce the name for a little bit, but here we are.
You said it perfect.
Thank you. It took practice and 2 other people telling me how to do it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on. Shout out to Carter and Steve. You guys are returners, and we're able to make the connection.
Yes.
I was making a joke earlier. I was like, you were telling me what band you were in, and I was like, there can't be 2 Jutauns. But please introduce yourselves. Let them know who you are. I guess start down there and we'll work this way.
Okay. I'm Jake. I'm one of the brothers. I sing. Oh.
One of the brothers.
My friends call me Moon, and I'm also a brother, but I'm adopted brother.
I'm Jamie. I'm one of the brothers as well.
I'm Steve. I have a brother. I also play keyboards and sing backups.
You're supposed to say you're one of the brothers too. I think he's one of the brothers, but adopted. I'm Carter. I play bass. It's great to be back.
Yeah.
I'm Jordan. I play guitar, and I'm one of their brothers.
In Christ.
In Christ, that's right.
Yeah.
My name is Mike, and I am the drummer.
That's right.
Awesome. Are you guys actually brothers? I am confused what that is.
Yeah, me and Jake are actually brothers.
Oh, okay.
And I grew up with them, so
we've known
pretty much we've known each other.
I tell him, jokingly, because we've known each other so long. I say we've been friends longer than we haven't, because we're so old now. But we've known each other so long that we've been friends in our lives longer than we haven't been friends in our lives.
Yeah.
That's cool. When did you guys really start going into music or trying to play together?
That was in high school. So this was like in the 90s. Yeah, we're old, man. So it was.
It's funny. People laugh about if you're born in 1990, right? And 1900s.
Yeah.
But
1900s is crazy. Don't say
It
that.
is crazy. 1900.
Were you born in the 1900s?
So, I mean, technically it was the 90s, but it was 1999 was when we did our first show. And we were still in high school. You had just graduated.
Yeah.
And we grew up in a household with music and in an environment where our father was a musician. He was a musical director for Chubby Checker, Dee Dee Sharp, the Dovells, a bunch of Cameo Parkway Philly artists. And we grew up in a household around music all the time. We grew up backstage. We grew up, going to shows with him and always being around music. So it was always a part of our lives. I started out playing trumpet when I was 8 years old, been playing instruments my entire life. So it was always there. When we became high school kids, we loved music. So we would do talent shows together. We loved harmony. So we would start harmonizing together. And we actually started out as a 5-part harmony group, very much Boys to Men, Take 6, 112, that era. We were obsessed with that type of music. So we started out doing that. And through the years of being musicians all this time, once 2 of the guys left, we started writing different songs, and we started experimenting with live music, live instruments in our music, and that's how we started gathering these folk. And here we are years later.
Dang. You said 99. I was 3.
how old we are.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh, that's so cool. Where did the name Jutaun come from?
Oh, that's a crazy story. So me and Jake, we have a grandfather who is from Spain. Mm-hmm. And, he had a really hard life when he was younger. And his mother was in love with a man from Italy. That was his father, but he was a traveling salesman guy. And she didn't see him often. So there was a whole situation where...
I'm wondering where he's going with this.
There's a whole situation where his mom ended up passing away when he was really young, and he blamed his father for it because he was never around. So he decided that he was going to leave and come to America and stow away on a ship. And, the name of that ship
That's crazy.
That's I just made all
That is crazy. That's legit crazy.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We're done.
I was like,
We all just learned that.
Got him.
I was waiting for that ship to land. I was like, wow.
Everything was true, but the name of the ship.
Yeah, right. No, that's how that's what, because I do that all the time when people ask about the name. Because people always want like,
He's rehearsed this.
no.
No, it's different every time. That's why we're all like focused.
People always want this like great story about where the name came from, and it's really something that we just made up because we thought it sounded cool when we were teenagers.
I mean, it does.
We were dumb teenagers. We were like, we want a cool name that's unique, and so when people ask that, I often just like make up a story on the spot, and then like it's usually something that's based in some reality, and then I just somehow fit our name into it somewhere.
Every lie's got a little bit
And the
of
name of the
truth.
boat was.
Yeah, I did that with because there was another story with his mom. His mom grew up under Pol Pot in Cambodia, and she was taken away from her family and was put into slavery and had to like escape to a refugee camp and everything. And she would tell us the story about on the way there. They were so hungry and they were starving, eating bugs and sticks and stuff. And her friend came across this dead elephant on the road, and there was a bunch of people just eating this
True
elephant.
story.
This is
Like,
a true
it's-
story.
Is it? I'm like,
So I've told this story before where I've been like, and the name of the elephant was. No, it was the name of the friend.
that's right.
The mom's friend actually passed away on the spot. She ate some of the elephant and it was bad meat or something, and she died right there on the spot. And I said the name of the friend.
The name of the friend was.
Wow.
So dark.
Bet you didn't expect that to come out. Knowing
So
that.
somber.
I didn't expect to actually have most of that be true.
Exactly. Jutaun.
Yeah, it's a crazy. We filmed an entire like interview with her that we're gonna use eventually for like a whole content into his background and him coming here as a refugee. He came here when he was a little kid, as a refugee. Grew up in a refugee camp in Thailand, and was adopted by a Christian organization. Brought them here, and he eventually ended up in Williamstown, New Jersey. That's where we met. Yeah. So even the fact that he's here, the life that he has now is such a blessing, and like it is such a crazy story, and it's something that we need to highlight at some point.
Yeah, you should. That is actually crazy. I
So
mean,
it doesn't tell about the name, but
yeah.
there's some
It's still interesting backstory to the band. But no, that's really cool. I did want to ask, like, since we're going into backstories on things, is there like with By the River, that was the third song, correct?
Yes.
Crazy version of the song, but Carter or Steve was mentioning that there is like some cool backstory, and it seemed like in conversation you guys had some interesting backstory or at least history to the band tied to that song.
Yeah, when I was mentioning, when we were down to 3 guys, and we were trying to figure out like where are we gonna go from here musically, like what are we gonna do? We started, like I said, experimenting with musicians, and a lot of the musicians we were working with at first were a lot of guys my dad knew because he passed away in 2012. So a lot of his friends like kind of rallied around us and wanted to help, and we started doing these like casino circuit gigs and doing a lot of cover music, and we were literally in our studio rehearsing Losing You by the Temptations. And we were like, we didn't have any musicians with us, so we were rehearsing this one part over and over again, and we were just stomping and clapping, just doing that, just rehearsing it just to keep time, and
Just so that I can get it.
yeah. We were trying to work on this harmony and trying to, loop it so that he could get it. We used to do that, just stomp and clap. And then like the rhythm of that and us singing over top of it, we were like, man, we need to write a song like this. This is such a like raw emotional feel that's very much different than anything we've ever done, but we were feeling it so much. And then I think it was like the next day, I was messing around on the acoustic guitar and did like the little riff that starts By the River, and we just started messing around with it. And
Whose idea was
it was
By the River?
Jake. So
I'm hearing like I remember you saying like I'm just hearing By the River, and it just like
yeah,
first verse comes and then it just
Yeah, I specifically remember when he said, "Man, I'm hearing something like By the River." Me and Simone looked at each other.
What
We're
the
like,
heck?
"What? By the River, man. We write love songs. By the river." But you know, it stuck with me, and I was like, "Man, there has to be something there." And I remember the next day, I was in the studio by myself, and I was just looping that verse. I had like recorded the guitar and like a little drum pattern, and I was looping that verse, and that first verse came to me. Well, I went to the valley where I heard there lives a tree, and if I can eat its apple, then I learn my destiny. But it was gone, and I was like, where did that come from? and I remember they came into the studio, and I showed it to them. They were like, yo, that's it. And then we kept writing the song from there, and it just like, it ended up being one of our biggest, it's our closer every show. It got us on Billboard. You know, it got us played on the radio so many times without us, you know, having to chase down.
I remember people calling me, actually, they'll be in like Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I hear your song playing on Foot Locker. So
that was our first like music video that went viral. It was, you know, such a life-changing moment for us musically and like our direction, because what
This
that
was
song,
2013, by the way. How old were you?
I was 16 or 17.
Okay. Yeah.
I
And
was in high school.
This was during that time when like there was like this emergence of a lot of indie folk kind of music. You know, Lumineers were big then.
Oh, yeah.
Mumford and Sons and you know, Fleet what is it?
Fleet Foxes.
Fleet Foxes, yeah. Lord Huron, all those kind of bands. And you know, it just naturally came out of us. I remember even our manager was like, yo, that song is crazy, but what am I? Don't write another one of those songs. What am I gonna, he didn't know what to do with it, but it just started taking on a life of its own.
Yeah, because at that time we did a lot, like we did R&B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did R&B, we did like a cappella stuff.
Yeah.
So it just was totally different than what we were doing. And that's kind of like where our music from that point on just went. Like, all right, we're going to do whatever we feel. So. Yeah.
Yep. And that was that song, like I said, Wendy Rollins from 104.5, she like just ended up, Carter actually submitted that music video for one of their contests or something.
Oh, that's right.
Something like that.
And we were like, ended up in one of the finalist positions, and then she just like fell in love with the song and started playing it, invited us in there to play live on the radio. And you know, it just started, you know, spiraling from there. It was definitely a crazy like transition into what we are now. Even like that entire song, I played all the instruments on that, just recording it myself because we didn't know these guys yet.
Yeah.
So then we re-released a version of it because it wasn't on Spotify, it wasn't on any of the streaming stuff that didn't exist in 2013. So we wanted to do a re-release with these guys playing on it, and we ended up doing that. And when did we put that one out?
You would know. Not us.
Carter, when did we put that one out?
Was that 2024 or 2020 or somewhere?
Wow. 24 sounds right.
It was.
It was in the 21st century.
That's right.
Somewhere before
2000.
the new album.
That's right.
Right.
But that was my first introduction to you guys. That, you know, when you were trying to explain the sound of the group,
Yeah.
you sent that through, and I heard that. I was like, this is definitely something different and hard to define. And I'm definitely into that. You know, the idea that this is where we're at now. You don't have to fit into a little tight genre of, you know, like you said, R&B or country or rock or whatever. It's like, well, we can just release what we want and do whatever and let people figure it out and call it whatever they want. So that was a lot of fun.
I love bands like that they just do whatever they want to write. They write a good song and it's just a good song.
Yeah.
Like, let the song be the song. But with that song especially, I could hear, you were saying it fits in that like folk indie vibe that was coming out around the same time, but it also has a feel like you could have told me that song was written and it was a cover of a band from the 70s or the 80s, or it came out a year ago, or it came out 10 years ago. Like that sound of that song, it's a recurring sound that just pops up all the time because it's just a really good sound.
Thank you.
And you guys kill it. Like the vocally, like you guys are one of my favorites that I've had on.
Oh, wow.
And the strength of the vocals between the three of you, especially Steve, you were helping.
I do. All right.
You hate your vocals, but you sound good in there.
And just to be fair, when I'm singing with these gentlemen here, it definitely humbles me very much. But I'm glad that they let me do it. And
He's too hard on himself.
I'm happy to
is.
sing.
But that's a testament to like us, again, evolving as a band. We come from doing at least 3-4 part harmonies sometimes, 5 sometimes. So us being able to perform a lot of these songs, we need him to jump in there and harmonize with us. Like it can't happen without it.
And his voice is
done
way
a
lower than
wonderful
any
job.
of you.
Yeah.
It's true. It's so true.
Something I noticed listening to the 3 songs, like I loved that you had so many vocalists, because something I hear from a lot of artists and bands is like, oh yeah, our vocals get tired, so we'll write these like huge instrumental sections because the vocalist just can't keep up on a show. You guys have the ability to make your shows work where not one person is leading every single song. And even in the 3 that we did, like you would lead the song, but you weren't leading the song solo. Like everyone's in there, everyone's supporting each other. And I love the diversity that comes with all the different voices when there's not a lead singer of the band that's just set.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. That comes from the background of, you know, a cappella music. My dad was our original mentor musically, and he forced us to like, he's like, oh, you guys want to sing? Okay, you're going to learn, you know, old doo-wop music. You're going to learn Stand By Me. You're going to learn a cappella version of the Dells and the Delphonics and all the Philly International stuff. Like he would force us to create arrangements and do these songs a cappella.
He would make us sing modal scales.
Yeah. I mean, my dad was musically, he was a beast. So he would sit us down and be like, our warm ups for every rehearsal would be going through all the modes of every key vocally and singing through them and training our ear and our voices at the same time, and even teaching us theory. Like I know a lot of these guys, they didn't study music, but they learned theory from my dad. You know, so it's definitely that influences in everything that we do.
Yeah. I mean, the music that he had you listening to like grow your vocals. People talk about like groups like Pentatonics now that are like, oh, they're vocally amazing. 50 years ago, they would have been just like every other group. Every group had solid vocals back then. And if you're going to reference something like that, is one of the best times to go to for harmonies, I think.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it shows. Like you guys blend. Even when one of you even gets close to hitting a wrong note, it still sounds right. It still sounds great.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say I was listening to their comments in the video.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. We actually did a taping for a PBS special years ago.
Yo, I
You
just
think about that?
saw it. They still air it.
They still air it? Yeah. So we ended up singing background vocals for like Davy Jones, Roger McGuinn of the Byrds, Eddie Floyd, all of these old acts. And they had a whole doo-wop section. And we were backstage with a lot of these, like, some of these guys had oxygen masks on. And I'm telling you, like, they would be backstage hitting the most beautiful harmonies you've ever seen, still at their age. Like, stuff that young people that think they can sing now have trouble doing, you know?
Jeez. Someone's got to send me that special, by the way. I want to go watch that.
It's on PBS.
Really good.
Thanks. But before we close, you did mention that you had a recent album pop out, and I actually was looking at it on Spotify earlier too. Okay. So that came out last year, or was it earlier this year?
Last year it came out.
What was the title of it?
The Art of Breaking Through Shadows.
That was a long title. Sorry, that's not what I was expecting to hear.
That was the name of the elephant, I think, right?
Oh my God.
No, that was the boat. The boat. The Art of Breaking Through Shadows.
Yes.
Yeah, The Art of Breaking Through Shadows is our latest album, and it's been like years of work that we kind of put together, and we're very proud of it. The design of it is kind of like a it's like an old book. If you look at the cover of it, it's supposed to look like an old book that's full of wisdom and knowledge. Because
it did look like that,
yeah, like the lyrical content and the feeling. When people come to our shows, they often tell us like that they got something out of it, whether it's spiritually or emotionally or like something reached them. And I think the lyrics have a lot to do with that, even just like where they come from when we write music. So, you know, all of that was packaged together in this album that we've been working on with all of these guys for years. And yeah, it's streaming now. It's available on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere, you know. And we have vinyls that we sell on our website that people love. So yeah.
I mean, you guys are seriously like one of the most talented and like practiced and professional bands that I think of.
Every Wednesday.
Did he sound happy about that?
Grumpy Steve came out to play every freaking Wednesday. Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. If I ever write a book.
How many Wednesdays do you come on time?
Not everyone. Not everyone. No.
We got some
He's got
shots
the right.
fired.
He's allowed.
I have missed a few Wednesdays recently.
But just to talk about the album real quick.
Go ahead.
What I like about being in this group for almost 2 decades now is the fact that like one of the songs, Beautiful Eyes, is from when I first met these guys. And the crazy thing about it is they wrote that song before they knew us. And then there's songs on the record where I've brought melodies and I've brought chord progressions, and somehow like we're still able to create something that they've created that's in the same vein, but yet a completely different sounding song. What these guys are able to do is they're able to pull the creativeness out of you that is for light and for pure and for able to break through your shadows. If anything, these 3 guys here have changed my life forever, and I just want to say that. You're awesome.
Hey.
Just put a little bow on it.
Steve.
Grumpy Steve's gone.
Sweet Steve came out.
First they're sour.
It's a great record. It's a great record. I had a lot of fun doing it.
The name of the record like is falling into place now. Like that makes a lot more sense with that.
For sure.
With that being said, were any of the songs on the album re-releases?
We did release them as singles, and then we put some of those singles on the album that fit. Like we had a bunch of new songs that we hadn't released yet, and we put the ones that we had previously released in this album because they kind of fit the just the overall message. But the thing about our music and the thing that a lot of people struggle with is what genre is it, you know?
Right.
And it kind of like goes across all of these different musical scapes. And I think this album does that. It takes you through all these different type of musical styles and scapes and like a mesh. We used to say it was like genre defying, but I think we changed that to genre connecting because it's like we're not trying to
to bridge gaps.
We're trying to bridge music together. We're not trying to like separate it. So I think that's what all of our influences, you see, this is like a very mixed up background group. You know, we have all different nationalities and you know, places people were raised and everything, and all those influences come out in our music because everyone is a part of writing it. It isn't like there's no dictatorship here. Like we come together on our Wednesdays and we rehearse, or we write new music together. Someone might come with an idea and say, "Hey, I had this idea. What can we do with this?" And you know, we take it from there. And
Steve might play something on the keyboard and say, we're never going to use this.
One of my favorite songs is actually about the most played song last year was Open, a song that Steve was just noodling.
Yeah. And but what happened?
No, I was like, man, I wish this could be a song. And then Jimmy was like, don't stop playing. And then we had a first verse 2 hours later, and now it's
the first song on the album.
It's the first song on the album. It's a great song to play live.
Yeah,
I cry every time we play it.
That's true. Crying, Steve.
Well, one thing I've experienced with this group that I've never experienced with other groups is that the like we always talk about how these songs end up being relevant and like having impacts on our lives at different points over time. Like there's lyrics that'll be written and we're like, oh, that's cool. That's interesting. And then like the next year, like something will happen in one of our lives where it's like, wow, that lyric really speaks to me and has an impact on me this year with a thing that I'm currently going through. And there's a lot of different stories like that where there'll be some version of, or some aspect of the lyrics that'll sort of unfold and we'll be like, wow, that really speaks to this thing that I'm going through or he's going through, or someone we met, someone comes to a show and says, wow, this thing really opened my head up to something else. And it's cool to see it just, come alive. And that's that breaking through shadows thing. We've been talking about how there's been a lot of breakthrough with these songs, and it feels weird to be like having a song that you were a part of writing speak to you in a way that you didn't expect. Because usually it's just, you have it all figured out when you say it. But this stuff is like, what does this mean? I don't know. Let's sing that. And then it comes to us later like, wow.
That's definitely one, like when we write, we're never like, okay, we want to write a song like this. We want to write a song about this. We just, whatever comes, we let it happen, let it flow. And that's why it's like, it's bigger than us in a way. Like we feel, and it helps us, you know?
I don't know. That's all of that's amazing. I love it. It just shows like the power of music. It shows how music is timeless. Like when you're putting your heart and soul into it, when you guys are as talented as you are, like every musician on here is nasty and disgusting. And at different points of the songs, I like had to refocus myself on holding the camera because I was just listening to what you were playing.
Wow,
and
man.
it was just a great, I don't know. This has been a whole great experience because I could sit here and pick your guys' brains for hours because you all have amazing experience and abilities, and I don't know. It's awesome. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah. But I do probably need to cut this short. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Where is a place, like you mentioned the website and socials, but where can they find all those things? Where can they keep up with what you guys got going on?
You can get all of our music and merch on Jutaun.com, Jutaun.com, and get one of these cool T-shirts and our vinyl and all of our music. You can stream it on all the platforms. All of our social media is the same. It's at Jutaun. That's one of the beauties of having a weird name. No one else has it.
That's right.
You can always get access to it. So at Jutaun on all social media. You can find us there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Subscribe to these guys' YouTube channel.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming on the Futon Sessions. All right, we did it.
That's great.
But seriously, thank you guys. I'm going to have links to everything that he just mentioned down below. Anything I can find that I can get to you guys, I'm going to. Thank you guys again for coming on. Be sure to check out everything they have. Be sure to leave a like and comment down below. If you have any questions for them, please leave them down below. They will answer them. Like, these are extremely genuine people that I know will love to talk to you.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Be sure to subscribe to both the Futon Sessions and to Jutaun. And until next time.